Balloon Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. Took the day off yesterday, but we are back, and the Yankees aren't back. They are back, but they suck. Second straight game in a row. They're getting absolutely blown out. Ninth inning, I think it's 11-2 at this point. Catastrophe. But Brian, Para, how are you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. As Brian
hanging
likes
in there.
to phrase it, fantastic.
No, I've been better.
Oh, Brian's been better. Trust me. A little bit of technical difficulties and whatnot. But
that and the Yankees' performance tonight. Not happy.
let's talk about yesterday first. Got killed by Boston. Devi got roughed up 6 runs. You could thank me for that genius prediction the other day. But today they carried that right into Buffalo. Brandon likes your cup, by the way, Para. They carried that sluggish mentality into Buffalo today against Blue Jays, facing Matt Shoemaker, and they had Michael King on the mound. Couldn't touch him. They only scored 1 run off of fucking Shoemaker. And King was solid through 2, and then he gave up 5 runs in the 3rd inning, I believe, 4th inning maybe. Loaizaga came in relief, didn't do too much better. The bullpen was basically awful on a day where the bullpen needed to come in with some innings. And that kind of leaves me with the question, do we have anybody in our bullpen we could trust?
Chad Green.
Yeah, but Chad Green gave up a home run to, what's his name?
Brian.
What's that guy's name?
True. I still trust.
Yeah, Brian Bruni.
Probably him and Britton.
I mean,
trust the most right now.
The bullpen, if you really look at it, the Yankees have had a repetitiveness of going into a game where they score early, they score 1 run, and take that 1-0 lead, and basically just give the other team the win.
Yeah.
The Yankees have never had a 1-0 lead where as soon as they scored a run, we're like, yeah, we're losing this game, and it has happened multiple times, especially in that 2-week span where we call this team atrocious and garbage and questioning whether they're going to make the playoffs or not.
Yeah, that's definitely been the problem this year. I mean, last year, it always felt like we were in a game. There were games where we were down 7 runs, and it was like, we'll come back, no problem, and we did a few times. But this time, this year just feels like as soon as we go down by a run or 2, it's over. There's no drive left. It feels like all the momentum is just taken out of this team, and there's no desire to come back. So I don't know.
The Yankees teased us when they won 10 straight, honestly.
Well, they're a really good team. They're a really good team.
Are they? But here's my thing. Are they that team, or are they the really bad team? And especially the team that they showed in the past 2 days. Which one are they? Because they're very bipolar.
Yeah, I mean, I think talent-wise, they are that team. But like I said, it feels like as soon as one thing goes wrong, the whole thing comes apart. All the wheels.
What was it? I saw a tweet, and it was like the Yankees haven't gone on base since when Giancarlo Stanton got reached on with an error in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, it's like, but it's not even like the at bats were solid. They weren't putting up good at bats. But Brandon has a question. Would you rather face the Twins or the White Sox? For me, I think this is an easy answer.
It's the
Give me
Twins.
the Twins. Yeah, I'll take the Twins any day of the week.
Because
Not
if
only
you
the
look at
historical dominance, but also the pitching. I feel like we can mash off of.
If you look at Washington, not the Washington. If you looked at the White Sox in the last couple of years, they set themselves up for the future. Especially when they made that big trade with the Red Sox for Chris Sale, and they got Yoel Mercado and a bunch of great prospects in return. They set themselves up. Yeah, so they've set themselves up. Honestly, the Yankees have the Twins number, and every time the Twins have made the playoffs, I think since 2009, they have lost every series against the Yankees. So I'm still going with that confidence booster against Minnesota, but I'm kind of scared to face the White Sox because
yeah, you don't know what you're getting with the White Sox because they're a young team. They could pull something out of their ass.
They have nothing to lose.
Right,
nothing
right,
to lose at
exactly.
all.
But the Twins, we know the Twins. They're the devil, you know. But like, I don't know, man. The White Sox kind of scare me. They have a pretty good lineup.
They have a decent pitching staff too. I mean, you're going Giolito, Keuchel. I mean, that's not a bad 1-2 combo. That could easily go up against Cole Tanaka, like without a doubt. On the offensive side of things tonight, the only guy who really shined, I guess, was DJ LeMahieu going 2 for 4. Which is no surprise at this point. It's like every single day he has a multi-hit game. But Gio did have a 2 RBI single, but that was the majority of their offense. And we're talking about going up against Blue Jay pitching. That's not that fantastic. I mean, coming into tonight, Matt Shoemaker had a 4.71 ERA. It's like you would think that's a win. No?
But you want to hear something great? Throughout this season, the Yankees have made guys who have not had one hit all season look like all-stars. First, we had DJ Stewart against the Orioles. But an interesting stat from tonight. Alejandro Kirk hit his first career Major League home run tonight. He hasn't played above Class A baseball before this game, and he went 4 for 4. Not 4. I don't know if it was 4 for 4, but he got 4 hits against the Yankees tonight. Does that tell you something?
You know what I think I should do right now? I think I should pull up Kirk's home run so that we can watch it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do right now. Go ahead.
I would love to see Alejandro Kirk's first career home run. Tell me not. I think that's just a gem. The Blue Jays had to post it on their Twitter.
But isn't that the sad part? Before the game even started, we're saying if the Yankees face the Twins and beat them, we have the Rays. We either face the Rays or the Blue Jays. And we kept saying that the Blue Jays had the Rays number. Tonight, the Blue Jays, I don't know, for some reason in Buffalo, the Blue Jays always have the Yankees number now. So
yeah, I never want to go back to Buffalo, like, ever again.
Do we have 3 more?
All right,
here
I got the video
games in
now.
Buffalo, or we got 2?
No, I think it's 3 more, unfortunately.
The 4-game series.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and look at that. Alejandro Kirk's Twitter posting up right next to it.
You better follow
Oh, this is beautiful.
The screen right now looks like Brian trying to load up his laptop.
Is it that shaky?
Yeah, it's a little shaky.
Yeah, but you can still see Kirk in all of his glory.
We got the gist of it.
Yeah.
That's Pablo Sanchez making the major leagues.
That's beautiful. That was a beautiful shot. Shout out Alejandro Kirk. We should see him on the Yankees in about 5 years, probably.
Future Yankee legend.
But moral of the story tonight is, like we said before, you said you trust Green and Britton. I do not trust a single soul in that Yankees bullpen. And let's not forget, we mention this all the time, but there's really no off days in the playoffs this year once you get past that wild card series. So maybe we would need to go the bullpen day one day. Maybe Michael King would play a big role in this postseason. But it's like, if you can't get guys out on the Blue Jays who are going to be like the 8th seed going into the playoffs, what leads me to believe we're going to be able to get like the Twins out, who have one of the best lineups in Major League Baseball? Guys who we need to rely on, like Jonathan Loaizaga, Chad Green. Chad Green, like we said, just gave up Alejandro Kirk's first career home run. So what's he going to do against Nelson Cruz in a crunch time situation?
Can I just ask you a question? Going into the playoffs, is it a 28-man roster and then 12 men as a taxi squad?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you see the Yankees going 14-14, or do you see them having more pitchers and batters going into the postseason?
No, they'll have they'll have more pitchers than batters. I think they are going to go with 3 catchers, though.
I mean, it makes sense because honestly, Eric Kratz is more of a veteran leader in that locker room than, your best friend Brett Gardner. So,
No, I think that's the only reason they haven't DFA'd Kratz by now. I mean, he's like the father of that clubhouse, and they know his role on the team, and he's not there to be a major contributor, even though he hasn't hit and caught too poorly this season. But his role in that dugout and in that clubhouse is to be that leader and to provide that veteran leadership.
He's batting 321.
Yeah, which is like,
but then again, how many games has he played?
Yeah, it's an extremely small sample size, but he took advantage of it. But he just doesn't get that much playing time. That's the issue.
Honestly, if I'm going into the playoffs and you're going to use Devi in if you go with a 5-man rotation, you want to start Devi, I would honestly have Kratz catch that game. You can call me crazy, and it's a wild take for Devi.
Oh, I've said that before as well. I'd easily have Devi catch that game.
And game 1, don't be surprised if you see Kyle Higashioka catching for Garrett Cole.
He will. 100%. There's not a doubt in my mind that Kyle Higashioka will be catching Garrett Cole in game 1. Higashioka is catching Cole tomorrow night. That'll be the 4th start in a row, I believe, where he's catching Cole. Boone would not be doing that if that wasn't the plan for the postseason and moving forward. We know that Cole likes having his personal catchers. I was shocked this past offseason when the Yankees didn't bring on Maldonado because that was his personal catcher in Houston. So I guess they didn't sign him because they knew that he kind of had a former relationship with Higashioka and they would be able to work well. But yeah, without a doubt in my mind, Higashioka is going to be the starting catcher for game 1 of the wild card series, which is crazy to think about. If you would have told me that before the season started, I would have called you nuts. And it's crazy because that means Gary Sanchez won't be in the starting lineup at all because Giancarlo Stanton's going to be the DH.
Yeah, and he's a better option right now than Sanchez.
Easily. And it's like Judge and Stanton both came back from their injuries fairly around the same time, but I think we've seen better at bats from Stanton so far than we have Judge.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this about Aaron Judge. I think he's still hurt.
Oh, easily.
Honestly, if you watch, I know you posted a picture on the social media page of him. I don't know, what was it, catching a ball or just running?
He was grimacing a couple days ago.
Honestly, I think he's going to do what Luke Voigt's doing. He's going to battle through it and try to recover during the offseason because if you watch Luke Voigt round the bases after a home run, the guy's limping.
Yeah, but these are injuries that shouldn't really affect their hitting so much because Voigt's got a foot problem. Judge's calf? His calf is an issue?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's an oblique issue where it really
and
is.
Also, the best thing about Voigt is at first he doesn't have that much movement.
Also, let's not discredit the impact of a calf strain on your swing. I mean, that's where he loads all of his power up from his legs. I mean, what leg was it anyway? His left or his right?
I think it was his
right. Left, maybe? His right? I mean, so that's where he's loading all of his power from. I know me and Jalen noticed it during the game tonight. Judge's stance looked much more closed tonight than he usually does. I don't know if that has an impact from the injury. I don't know if it's just something that he's working on. I don't even know if he's doing it intentionally, but it's definitely something to notice that he's more closed. It's more of like a more compact swing from him, I want to say.
It was his right calf.
It was his right? All right, so that is the one he loads on.
Probably worse, yeah.
Yeah,
so
that
back foot.
that
So honestly, I think he's just adjusting so he doesn't feel as much pain going up at bat.
Yeah, I mean, but shout out to Judge though. I mean, regardless of, I feel like he's injured practically every year in the playoffs, but he just plays through it anyway. So I give him credit for that. But I mean, it just sucks that he can't be healthy.
Yeah. But I mean, he also might just, be coming back from the injury. They might just, instead of having him rehab at the alternate site, they might have just brought him back so he can get real major league at bats before the playoffs. So I wouldn't put too much stock in it right now, as long as he continues to improve and put in better at bats.
I'm pretty sure he's getting treatment after every game,
probably,
especially icing and everything.
Yeah, I mean, also I could be wrong right now, but I think they just brought in Tyler Wade to pinch hit for DJ LeMahieu. Could be wrong, but I mean,
yeah, they did.
Maybe they just want Wade to get some at bats.
Well, yeah, he's going to be the third second baseman.
Imagine, remember Tyler Wade was our opening day starting second baseman.
Despite
DJ being healthy.
Could you imagine he plays for LeMahieu the first game?
I
It's
would
like,
probably be.
DJ just needed a day off.
Would you be surprised?
Can we honestly?
'Cause I wouldn't.
Can we
be.
honestly talk
No, I
about this
wouldn't be
topic?
surprised.
Hit me with a power. Hit me with it.
Why was Clint Frazier not in the lineup today?
Rest, para. He's
I
a
mean, I don't
25-year-old.
hate that. It's not the biggest deal. Like, the rest of the lineup was stacked. It's not like they rest. What bothers me is when they rest like 3 or 4 guys in one day, and you have guys like Tyler Wade, Tyro Estrada, and Mike Talkman all in the same lineup. Like that should never happen. But if you can rotate them and give them days off, that's okay. Especially
how many
with the
games
playoffs.
do we have left of the season?
I understand that, but I'm saying it's not as bad as what they have been doing, which is
It's
playing
not as bad as what they've been doing, but with like 7 games left on the season and you're fighting for home field advantage, it's not like these guys just played 162 games. This was a 60-game season where they had a week off in between because of the COVID thing. And now we're at the point where it's like we need to win every single game down the stretch in order to get that.
Clint Frazier is in the top 3 most consistent hitters on the Yankees this year, without a doubt.
I don't know if you look at Clint Frazier, Luke Voit, and DJ LeMahieu. I do not know where this team would be without one of those 3 guys. They carried the team all season.
And Clint wasn't called up till the second week of August.
Yeah, right when
Judge got hurt.
Judge got hurt. Yeah,
I think it was Judge but
I think it was when Judge got hurt.
Between now and Monday's the only day the Yankees have off.
Yeah,
and then straight playoffs.
We're talking a week from now. The playoffs will be the next day. That's scary. That's terrifying. Like, what's the wild card series going to feel like, though? Like, I've been thinking about this the whole time. I mean, we're going to have playoff baseball like this year with no crowd for the first time ever. The crowd is what makes the postseason the postseason.
I mean, didn't they say that for the World Series they're actually looking to?
Yeah, but I'm skeptical about that because, like we said, it's going to be in a bubble in Texas. So I don't know how that's going to work because it's not like you're getting local people from Texas coming. You're going to have people flying in from all over. I don't know how cool it's going to be.
If it's like 25% and they have tickets, I'm pretty sure they're going to make them quarantine for a week. Watch and see.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know how many people would be able to do that because most people work and they can't really go to Texas and quarantine themselves for a week.
Unless you're rich.
I can't see it happening. I think it was more of just an idea Manfred threw out there just for the hell of it, so people don't get pissed off at him. Like, oh yeah, we're like the NFL. We could have some fans too. But what do you guys think about Mike Talkman? Is he even going to be on the postseason roster? Because I don't think so.
I don't think he's earned the spot. That's for sure.
Honestly, going forward, I think the Yankees are going to have 5 outfielders, and that's Gardner, Hicks, Frazier, Judge, and Stanton. Those are going to be your 5 outfielders.
Yeah, but Stanton doesn't even play the outfield anymore. You can't put him in the outfield in the postseason after he hasn't played.
I'm just saying as much as he's going to be the DH, he's technically listed as an outfielder because that's technically where he plays. So if you really look it down,
but you also have so Frazier's going to be your starting left fielder, and you'll have Hicks. And Judge.
Hope.
So Gardner will be coming off the bench. So Gardner's the defensive replacement. Which is solid. I mean, you don't really need a second defensive replacement with Talkman because you don't want to.
I mean, honestly, Talkman's going to be part of the taxi squad. He's going to be a part of.
I could,
without a doubt.
Yeah, but that makes more sense.
But also, I mean, like you said, I don't mind Brett Gardner coming in late in the game as a defensive replacement for Frazier. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. But I don't think he should be starting any games, and I'm worried that he will be. I'm very worried that he will be.
Well, Frazier's going to need game 2 off because he had only had a day off, the day before.
True.
So.
That's true. I mean, honestly, we might even see Tyler Wade start game 2 of the wild card series. I mean, what if DJ needs some rest? What if Glaber needs some rest?
Tyler Wade's playing right field for Judge.
Was Glaber even? Oh, Glaber was in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, the only person, usual person on the lineup tonight was Frazier. But other than that, it was the death lineup.
That's what I'm saying.
they scored 1 run off of Matt Shoemaker, bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You can't blame it on Frazier not being in there.
Last time I heard Matt Shoemaker's name was about 10 years ago.
I think he was really good for the Angels 5 years ago, maybe longer ago. Like he was solid for the Angels, and then completely
Hey,
shit the bed.
speaking of Mike Talkman, he doubled in the top of the ninth.
Whoa, 3 runners score. He cleared the bases. It's comeback time, everybody. The Yankees are now trailing
that Talkman?
11-5 in the ninth inning. Yeah, that might be his.
As we're
first-
talking shit about him, he's gone.
Yeah, right. All right,
Honestly-
Stan's up now. Let's talk shit about Stan.
But I don't know if you realize this. Every player we trash talk, especially me, they do well. I went on a rant about Brett Gardner. The next day, the guy hits a home run.
Yeah,
And then he triples.
I think he
He's
just
talking
watches
shit about
us.
talk when he hits a 3-run double. That's hilarious.
But then, yeah, just like how I say Devy's gonna give up 6 runs tomorrow, and he does. Like, makes no sense. David Brown Sr. says, I think Clint should have started instead of Judge because Judge doesn't need to make his injury worse.
Is he talking about now or in the postseason?
I'm assuming now. I don't think that would even be an option in the postseason.
If there's a danger of him injuring himself further, he probably shouldn't be playing to begin with. So I mean, if they think that he's healthy enough to play, he should be playing so that he can get as many reps in as possible.
It's just I'm so confused about the Judge situation at this point because every time we think this man's healthy, he comes back and he's not.
But it's not only Judge; it's every injury the Yankees have had in the past 2 years.
But why is it just us?
They're like Boone. He's not going to give you the full details. He specifically told, like, look at Torres. He's like, yeah, we're he can be a late game substitution. Like, honestly, it's basically telling us.
Yeah, David said tonight.
Yeah,
tonight?
but
Yeah.
I mean that's fair, but I still think that Judge needs to be getting as many reps in as possible. Like he's coming back from the
play
IL
devil's
and the playoffs
advocate,
are next week.
But if you really think about it, this series is probably the biggest series because now I think with the Yankees losing and the Twins winning, the Twins I think pulled in a game and a half of first place or the wild card.
But now we're a game and a half behind them for home field.
And
so a game and a half for.
I know me and Brian had a discussion about this, but
are you saying it's not that significant? Because it is.
No, I'm saying it is significant.
Okay.
Yankees playing at Yankee Stadium for the first round is significant because first the players get to stay at their home. I don't know.
No, they're not even allowed to. Which
they have to stay at a hotel.
I think this whole playoff format is like really flawed once we look at the first round. If we're gonna use that bubble idea, why not use it for the wild card series too? Why are we having all these teams play in their home stadiums just to have to go off to a bubble to start the next round?
That's not the thing. They can't even go home. They have to go to. It's basically you go straight.
That's what I'm saying.
Hotel.
Oh, bye, Brian.
You go
but
from
what's
the
even the point at that point in letting them play at their home stadiums if they can't go?
The only reason why the bubble has been successful with the NHL and the NBA is because they stay at one spot.
Yeah.
With a bubble, you don't travel from left and right. You have to stay in one spot for the entire playoffs. So
I just got to fix a little background here because Brian ditched us. But I mean, Brian's had some technical issues all night. But we got a question here from Matthew. Are you still confident the Yankees will beat the Rays? I was never confident that the Yankees will beat the Rays. I think the Rays have our number mentally.
The only way the Yankees can beat the Rays is smart at bats and stop swinging for the fences. You have to play small ball all series, especially if it's the first round or second round against the Rays. It can't be Tyler Glasnow no hitting us all the way into the 8th inning and our first hit's a single and we still lose the game.
And that's my thing. I mean, it's not like we have a lineup that's not capable of playing small ball. I mean, we have a bunch of power guys, but I mean, these guys are also pure hitters. Judge can hit the ball all over the field. Stanton can hit the ball all over the field. Voit is a hitter. DJ is a pure hitter. So if these guys wanted to, they could ditch the home run or bust mentality, but clearly analytics or hitting coaches are telling us that the home run or bust mentality works. And Brian's back, so let me add him. What's up, Brian?
Hi,
we missed you.
What's going on?
Just a little bit of technical difficulties.
My internet sucked, apparently.
But Brian, we had a question. The question was, are you still confident the Yankees can beat the Rays?
I haven't been confident all year that the Yankees could beat the Rays. If they keep playing like this, no. But I mean, they got to turn around. They played so well for 10 straight games. I mean,
oh no way. Brandon said Mike Talkman's double was off of a fastball.
What?
That's
How-
crazy.
What was
Stop
the
the
speed?
presses.
What was the speed? Because if it was 85 miles per hour,
I wonder if we could find that. Oh,
But-
let me check. It was a 92-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball.
Wow.
That was solid. Shout out to you, Mike Hoffman, being late on 67 last week.
He probably hit it
But-
the other way, didn't he?
but
Um,
other than Tyler Glasnow, if you're going against
no,
the
he
Rays,
pulled it.
No.
Yeah.
if you're going up against the Rays in the second round, if we do beat whoever we do, are you more worried about facing the Rays lineup or their rotation and bullpen?
That's a good That's a solid ass question.
Probably
Personally,
their lineup.
I'm more scared of their lineup. Yeah, and it's crazy to say because their lineup doesn't have the names like their rotation does. Their
And
rotation
bro,
has the
who would have
names.
thought that Kevin Kiermaier would have maybe averaged 3 home runs against the Yankees this year?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
And that's
okay,
probably like
but
his only home runs all year.
I don't think that the Rays lineup is that good. It's just that they've shit on the Yankees all year.
Exactly.
And that's
And
what like they're really not. They're not a great. They don't have a great offense.
no, G-Man Choi
Yeah.
is like Babe Ruth against
You
us.
may
But then
think
he's like,
you may think they might not have a great lineup, but Kevin Cash is one of the best managers in baseball at the moment, and he knows
What
how
do
to.
managers do? Who cares?
no, Kevin
What-
Cash is a
What
solid
does your
ass
laptop
manager.
do, Brian?
Clearly, just break down constantly.
See, it's just like the Yankees; they keep
Oh,
breaking
game
down
over.
every.
Yeah, it's got an injury.
Game over.
Oh no,
Rest in
What a
peace to
shame.
those comeback hopes.
we really
I
thought
mean,
we
but-
were gonna come back.
I don't understand why the Yankees always do this. It's like, you know what, we're getting killed all game, but let's just score 3 runs in the ninth just for the hell of it. Like we could have
That's what
scored those in the
happens.
first or the second, but why not?
Because it's garbage time. You're hitting against like terrible pitchers who don't normally pitch.
Back to the
It's like-
Rays though. Yeah, like we were saying, their lineup doesn't have the big names that their rotation does, but their rotation have the big names. They have Glass now, they have Snell, they have Morton. And their bullpen doesn't have the names, but they're good. So it's like, at what point do we just forget about the names of these guys and look at like the production against us? Because like a guy
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
Kevin
saying.
Kiermaier we used, for example, he wouldn't scare me in like a normal situation. But we faced Kevin Kiermaier in the playoffs. Let's say in the bubble in Houston, I can see him having a 3 home run night out of nowhere. Like, am I wrong? Same thing with like G-Man Choi. I feel like any of their hitters can just snap on us at any moment and annihilate anyone in our rotation or bullpen.
But they wouldn't
But
be
I-
playing. It's not in
Go ahead.
Houston. It's one
No,
of
but
the-
you know what I mean. It would
I
be
know
in
what
like
you
San
mean, but, like-
Diego, but I'm
But the playoffs are a different level type of atmosphere. There's a lot
Well,
of players that could have had a solid regular season, and they basically
Yeah.
crap the bed in the playoffs.
That's true, but I also think it says more about how we feel about the Yankees pitching than we do about the Rays lineup because
To be honest with you,
they've just shit the bed against the Rays all year.
other than Cole and Tanaka, I have no confidence in our rotation for the playoffs.
Does anybody
don't
know
have to
how
know
many
this.
home runs Kiermaier hit against us this year?
I would say 5.
4.
He has 3 all season.
Okay, well, that's
I'm assuming all 3 were against us.
Bro, I said 3 before, and I said 5.
Yeah. I wonder if I could find out how many of those were against the Yankees because I'm extremely curious about that. Kevin Kiermaier used to be like a platinum glover every year.
yeah.
He got hurt a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's check out these home runs. So his first one came against Miami. Then he had 1 against the Yankees. All right, so 2 out of the 3 are against the Yankees. And they all came in like a
Hey, you know what's
2-game
funny?
span.
This guy's batting 228.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the same
Probably
thing with
batting
like
400
G-Man
against
Choi,
the
for
Yankees.
example. Like,
Told
if
you,
you
they're
look at
not
the
a-
Rays lineup,
they're
like
not a
no
scary
one's hitting
lineup.
good.
No, they just have the Yankees number. I don't know what it is.
Bro, who is Brett Phillips? He's batting 178. And next thing you know, we're going to face him in the ALCS. 5 home run game. Easy. Look at Brett Ruth over here.
You know what's the sad part? The
Yeah.
Yankees ranked in the top 5 as for team average. The Rays are at 13.
I'm in pain.
Average doesn't mean anything.
I'm told this is as a team average.
Well,
Though.
what's their on base
Doesn't mean
percentage?
anything.
What's their team
that's-
on base percentage?
No, that's their OPS. My bad.
I feel like that's their OPS.
Oh, that means more.
That's interesting.
So the Yankees
So
are 13.
I'd like to know their OPS against us.
Bro.
One.
As a team,
Like
as a team,
1,500.
as a team, the Yankees are at 13 at 247. The Rays are at 20 at 237.
That's what? Batting average?
Batting average overall as a team.
I mean, Gary Sanchez probably weighs us down a bunch. Like, if you think about it. I mean, but also DJ LeMahieu balances it out a little bit. So, like, that equals out to, like, 250 somewhere. But, let's see. So, the postseason starts next Tuesday. Wild card series, hopefully against the Twins. At that point, I know there was a big debate about this in our chat today. Game 1, obviously, I'm assuming Garrett Cole. But do you guys agree it would have to be Masahiro Tanaka game 2, regardless of what Cole does in game 1?
Yes.
If you who's your other options? Paxton's done for the year.
There was an argument in our group chat that J Happ should pitch game 2.
They're crazy.
It's like, no. Like, if you want to expect you're going to win every game that Cole or Tanaka pitches, you have to go that 1-2, put the nail in the coffin quick. You don't want to have to go to a game 3. And if it gets to the game 3, I would trust Happ in that situation. Easy.
Yeah, the argument was that if you have a do or die game 3, you'd rather Tanaka pitching it than Happ. But I mean, you got to play every game to win. You can't get too cute with it and try to set up a game 3 for Tanaka. Also, then you're pushing his next start back too.
Yankees can't go into game 1 thinking they're going to hit a home run every at bat.
Yeah, but that's where they fall
play.
every postseason. That's how they fall every year.
That's how the team is built. That's how they're going to play.
But
it's not going to change.
Let's not forget, unless they go up against a team like the Indians, I can't really see us facing any sort of elite pitching this year. I mean, usually our problems every year is when we run into like Verlander, Cole, Greinke, and then that's done. There's no Verlander. There's no Cole. He's with us now. There's no Chris Sale. There's no.
You have Shane Bieber if you go up against the Indians.
Well, yeah, that's why I said unless we go. I mean, they also have Plesac. I mean, they have a solid ass rotation. I can't believe. Imagine they still had Clevenger too. But I mean, the Indians have a solid ass rotation. Even the White Sox haven't
been doing well with those San Diego Padres.
I don't think he's been bad. I mean, I haven't really kept up with him. But I mean, the Padres are another team to look out for in the NL. But yeah, like I was saying, the White Sox, I mean, they have a decent rotation, but they don't necessarily scare me as like the Astros have the past couple seasons when they just completely annihilate our lineup. So I do think it's a different situation. Maybe the home run or bust mentality can work this year. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see at this point. I mean, it's just a waiting game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on who's hitting. If the guy
in this last week of the season, it's so important that the Yankees do not take their foot off the gas pedal. You can't. I mean, this is crucial to get home field advantage. You want that first series in Yankee Stadium. When you look at the splits, I mean, because we have to assume we're facing the Twins. So the Twins have the best home record in baseball, or at least one of them. And the Yankees have one of the worst road records in baseball. So somewhere you got to realize we don't want to go to Minnesota because that spells bad news. I don't care about the history. I don't care that we've beat them in like 16 straight playoff games. That means nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing. So on that note, I think we're going to wrap things up for today unless you guys have anything else to pitch in.
No, I think we got pretty.
Did you like the pun there? Pitch
Parra
in.
usually has something else to pitch
in. Get it?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Before we end things today, though, I think we know the usual gig. Everyone head over to dugoutmugs.com/unhinged. Purchase your very own baseball bat drinking mug. Look at that shiny link down there. They have engraved mugs with basically every MLB team besides the Marlins because the Marlins suck.
You wouldn't want one anyway, so.
They have baseball bat mugs. They have wine mugs. They have shot glass mugs. They have.
And when you purchase it and you start drinking, make sure you don't put it on the carpet. Patrick learned firsthand experience.
Put it on the carpet. We mention that every day. Put it on the carpet. It might fall, might stain your carpet, depending on what drink you have in there. I've been saying this every night. It's like
common sense. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, common sense. You're the one that said you can't spill something on the carpet. That's what you said last night.
When did I say that?
Exactly. Yeah, on that note, we will see you guys tomorrow night. We go live every night after the game. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We will see you guys next time. Have a good one.